guys, welcome back to my channel. Jenny here. For those of you guys that are new, you probably clicked on this video because you are somebody who is looking to get their curls back. Today I'm specifically talking to my girls who have natural, either curly or wavy hair, who have probably straightened it for years and years and years. And it's really not just an easy answer of like, hey, this is how you can get your curls back. Like, there's so many things that kind of intertwine into helping you get your curls back. It's not easy, but we gonna do it. I know it's a very long awaited video. This is probably the most requested video I've had ever since I really even started uploading videos and started my Instagram. The only reason I really haven't uploaded a lot of curly content is because the curly world is what you hear. It's a whole other world. There's so much to learn and there's so much information that it's honestly, it's overwhelming. And let me tell you, it took me a while to really find the best way to really give you the information that you're looking for without overwhelming you in one whole video. So I'm gonna try my best to really spread out the wealth and really inform you guys by pieces so that you guys don't feel super overwhelmed and don't feel like, oh my god, like I have to do all this and blah blah blah, right? So with that being said, because there's gonna be so many curly videos, I want to start a curly series. So this is obviously episode 1 of that curly series. We're gonna talk about getting your curls back. There's a lot more information that we have to discuss after this video on things that you have to maintain with your hair, but today specifically we are just gonna start talking about the steps that you need to take in order to really get your curl pattern back. So let's go ahead and get started. Before we get started though, don't forget to click that subscribe button so that you guys can see more of the curly series. There's so many more episodes coming that you'll definitely want to stay tuned for, so don't forget to subscribe. So let's talk a little bit about my hair background. And it's important for me to share this because I just want to let you guys know that I've been there before. Now, I'm sure that you've bought every product in the store, you've tried every technique, whatever it is, I'm sure that you've tried it, and this is why you're here, because you really want to take it a step further because nothing has worked for you. I feel like a lot of people go through this. If you guys are in the same situation or have experienced some of the same things, then that way you'll know that this can apply to you. And let me tell you, girl, I had a ton of damage on my hair. My curls have not always looked like this. So ever since I was introduced to the straightener, which was like, I don't know, 5th or 6th grade, curls were gone. I started straightening my hair all the time, every day. I would straighten my hair every day from 6th grade all the way up until my early 20s. Just let that sink in for a little bit. I put it through so much. Not only would I straighten it, I would go blonde, I would go brown, I would go blonde again, I would go red, I would go blonde. Like, I was like back and forth with every single color you could possibly think of. I would color it, over dye it, and bleach it, straighten it, curl it, you name it. Literally, I did everything to my hair. I even did a freaking keratin treatment. The day that I would decide like, hey, I want to let my curls loose, girl, it did not look good. It looked terrible. And then it was shocking for me to see that when I would try to wear my hair curly, it wouldn't curl. My curls just wouldn't come out nicely. And I mean, it was my fault. I had put it through all that damage. I'm gonna share a few pictures of how my hair would look when I tried to wear it curly. I got to a point where I was just like, I don't even have curly hair anymore. If I would do nothing to my hair, it would just be like a frizzy mess. Like, it was so bad and I hated wearing it like that. So what did I do? I continued to straighten it, I continued to dye it, I continued to do everything you think possible to pretty much drive my hair away from my natural curls. Now, it wasn't like I was doing it purposely, but I just didn't like my hair. That I tried to look for so many ways to make it look better, to really change my hair to something that it's not. And that sucks. Like, that makes me so sad because I was only damaging my hair so much more. I would see all these girls like embracing their curls, embracing their hair. I wanted to also do the same thing. Like, I wanted to have those girls' hair. Like, when I would see their curls, I'd be like, oh my god, like, I wish my curls were like that. I just didn't know how to take care of them. I didn't know how to revive them. I didn't know how to bring them back to life. Curly hair is really, really hard to maintain. It's super high maintenance. I feel like there's not enough curly girls out there who really do appreciate their curls. And sometimes it could be because you don't know how to style it or you don't know where to begin. So I want to say about 5 years ago, I really started paying attention to my hair. And to be honest, I was tired of just damaging it and straining it all the time. And I really, really, really wanted to try to get my curls back. I took it upon my own hands. I just went to the store and I would look for all the products that would, you know, say curly hair. I would try to apply them. Like I would get expensive products, drugstore products. I would try different techniques to make my curls kind of like show up, and nothing would work. This is probably why you're here too, is because you've tried everything and nothing seems to work. Am I right? Anytime you try leaving your hair curly, you're just like, it's not working out. Maybe you get your curls to look okay for like a day or something like that, but I can assure you that whatever you see on your hair today, you have 10 times more of the pattern. We're gonna talk about some things that you don't want to hear today, but unfortunately, it's reality. Just so you know, giving you that little disclaimer. Number one, you need to be patient. I'm sorry, I know you don't want to hear it, but it's gonna take time. Now, it's really hard to just expect your curls to be back in like a day. You know, it's really hard to kind of accept the fact that it's gonna take a lot of work, and you truly need to be patient with the process. I mean, it took you this long to damage your hair and to damage your curls, so you can't possibly think that you're gonna be able to get your curls back from one day to another. That's just not gonna happen. Number two, another one you don't want to hear probably, stop it. Stop straightening it. Just stop. The damaging needs to stop. That's not gonna get your curls back. I'm sorry to tell you, but you know what you're doing. If you're watching this video, it's because you really want to get your curls back. So I'm sorry, I know you don't want to hear that you need to stop straightening your hair. I know that you don't want to hear it, but you just need to stop doing it, really, okay? I'm not telling you to stop straightening your hair for life, okay? I know it's hard. It's easier said than done. I know that you cannot stop straightening your hair. Okay, fine. The way that I did it is that I stopped straightening my hair except for special events. So I would only ever straighten my hair for special events. Now I'm at the point where not even for special events do I straighten my hair. I think I can count the times in the past 3 years that I straightened my hair. I know it sounds a little unrealistic to you right now, but trust me, if I am somebody who used to straighten my hair every single day of life and I don't anymore, if little old me can do it, I promise you, you could do it. You find it in yourself to do it, okay? So let's make a pact. Let's make a little pact on this, number two, okay? How about you only start straightening your hairs for special occasions? And special occasions meaning like your birthday or like a wedding or whatever, you know? You don't have to straighten your hair to be at home. You don't have to straighten your hair to go to work. You don't have to straighten your hair. Like if you want to really work on getting your curls back, you don't have to straighten your hair every single day. Don't straighten it for like, you know, you're gonna go over your mom's house or you're gonna go over your friend's house and you wanna straighten your hair. No. We're not straightening our hair. We're gonna make this our goal, okay? Just trust me on this one. You already knew this one was gonna come. I mean, you can't even be mad, you can't even be surprised. Number three. This one's a little bit of a lengthy one. So I will have to make a separate video about number three specifically, but I just want to be able to make you aware and share this information with you. Be conscious of the products that you apply to your hair. What does that mean? Stop using all of the products with very harsh chemicals. It's a little bit of a vague statement, but just to give you a gist, there is so many hair products that are super damaging. For example, there's so many products that have so much alcohol, literally so much alcohol, and that is not healthy for your hair. Alcohol is super drying on hair. Alcohol is not going to moisturize your hair, literally. It's only gonna do the opposite. Another example, sulfates. Sulfates are terrible for your hair. Sulfates is a chemical that is usually found in, for example, laundry detergent or dish soap, which is something really harsh to apply to your hair. Sulfate is so strong that it strips down your natural oils too much. It dries out your hair, especially curly hair. Curly hair is super delicate. It's more delicate than any other, aside from alcohols, aside from sulfates, there's also silicones, there's parabens, and like I said, I'll make a whole separate video about that because I do want to elaborate more. It is important for you guys to understand the reasons why this is so bad, the actual things that it does to your hair, and why it's stopping your hair from really forming its natural curl. Stop putting harsh products on your hair and look for more natural based products. It's super important because those products are also what's causing you to not see your curl type. I know it was hard for me to understand at first, and I promise you, just for now, understand that the very harsh chemicals that are in some of those products that you're applying to your hair are really detaining your hair from forming its true curl. I hope I didn't scare you on this one, but just keep that in mind. Number 3. Sorry, that's number 4. Why did I say number 3? That's number 4. Oh my god. That's number 4. We gotta figure out your curl type. There's so many different curl types out there. Okay, so we're just gonna talk a little bit about the fact that there's 2A, 2B, 2C, 3A, 3C. We're not even gonna talk about that at the moment, okay? We could talk about that later on. Today, I would want you to really just think about what type of curly hair you have. Do you have wavy hair? Do you have a little bit more pattern than wavy hair? Sort of like this, where you have a little bit of coils. Do you have more coily hair, where your hair is super coily? Or do you have more texturized curls? Do you have more of a fro type of curl? Figure out your curl type. Finding your curl type is super important. Once you figure out your curl type, you're going to be able to learn a little bit more about how to maintain your hair. You're able to relate a little bit more to the people who have similar hair like you. So for example, if you feel that your hair is similar to mine, then you can trust that whatever has worked for me will most likely work for you. However, if you have wavy hair or if you have more coily hair, maybe what works for me won't work for you. You gotta figure out your curl type, and then later on we'll talk a little bit more about the more detailed curl type. 3A, 3B, 3C, all that stuff. I know that's a little intimidating right now, but it may be surprising. You might think you have wavy hair and really you have curly hair, but you can't see it anymore because it's so damaged that you can't even see a curl pattern. That happened to me. I swore I had wavy hair for so long, and girl, no. I got curls. Do your homework. Please find your curl type, okay? Number 5. You really don't want to hear this one, let me tell you. Cut it. You need to cut the damage. I'm sorry. I know you don't want to hear this, but you need to cut the damage off of your hair. Because if you don't cut that damage off, it's literally just damage, and it's gonna be frizzy and nasty and dry and brittle, and it's not gonna form curl. More than half of that hair is damaged, so you need to cut it. If you really wanna see your hair start forming its natural curl, you really need to cut it. I know I've been there before where I want to have that long, luscious hair, but sometimes you just have to face reality. Sorry, I know you don't wanna hear this. Don't be mad at me, don't hate me, don't hate me. Number 6. Stop overwashing your hair. Just what it sounds like. Now, curly hair actually does not need to be washed every day. I know, it was news to me. Curly hair really lacks moisture. Washing your hair every day really strips your hair down way too much, and curly hair needs moisture. It doesn't need to be stripped down every single day. You should only be washing your hair 1 to 2 times a week. It's not nasty. Literally, that's how curly hair should be treated. You shouldn't be washing it every day. And trust me, I personally did not know this. I was a person who would, I kid you not, wash my hair every single day. Not only would I straighten it every day, but I would also wash it every day. And even when I tried starting my curly journey, I would wash it every single day. You're probably saying to yourself, there's no way that I can't wash my hair every single day, because I was the same. I would be like, nope, I have to wash my hair every day. Like, I just have to. Like, the next day it's nasty and greasy and disgusting, and that's only because you have gotten your hair used to that. You have washed your hair every day for years now, where now your hair and your scalp is so used to it that the next day it feels disgusting. But you have to train your hair to not get used to being washed every day. There's a little transition in between there where you feel pretty gross about it, but your hair gets used to it and your scalp gets used to it, where you can't, where it doesn't require you to wash your hair every day, and your hair will last you days. When I went through that transition, it was really hard for me to really like kind of get through that little nasty part of like, my hair is gross, but you have to train your hair to do it. If you really want to help your curls come back, then you have to teach your hair to not get it used to being washed every day, and it'll change so much for you, I promise. I forgot where I heard this, but I heard somebody say that the idea of washing your hair every day is something part of the American culture. So I think it's only part of the United States where it makes you believe that you should be washing your hair every day. And the reason behind it is so that you can continuously buy more products. So just keep that in mind. Just, you know, food for thought on that. Number 7, this is where the good stuff starts. We're gonna talk about how to start recovering your hair and repairing all the damage. You're gonna take your little happy ass to the store or online shopping, and you're going to look for what's called a protein treatment. A protein treatment is going to help restore nutrients and restore any damage that your hair has suffered, and it's gonna help hydrate your hair. It's gonna help strengthen it and provide the nutrients that it's been missing. Now, keep in mind, you do have to be very careful with protein treatment. You really have to be careful to not overload your hair with protein, because that can really deliver negative results. So just be very careful when using a protein treatment. Don't do it too much. But because your hair is super damaged, you definitely need to get a protein treatment. This is the one that I personally recommend. There's a ton of other protein treatments, but I personally have found that this one worked really well for me. It's the Shea Moisture Manuka Honey and Yogurt Hydrate and Repair Protein Power Treatment. Smells delicious. And it's super affordable. It's from the drugstore. You can get it at the drugstore, you can get it at Ulta. At Ulta, they always have Shea Moisture on sale, so I would recommend going out to Ulta and getting this. You don't have to go waste a ton of money. It really delivers amazing results. The whole Manuka Honey and Yogurt line is amazing, by the way. So they also have the shampoo and the conditioner. So if you don't know what products to get in order to start your curly journey, I would recommend this full line. Number 8. So for number 8, we're gonna talk about deep conditioning. So keep in mind that for number 7, I talked about a treatment. So that is something that needs to be done in a very spaced amount of time, because it's a treatment. You don't want to do it very often. So that's extremely different from what we just talked about. That is not deep conditioning. So deep conditioning for curly hair is extremely important. It is so important. This is, if you take anything away from this video, please, deep conditioning. So deep conditioning is actually applying a mask to your hair. So it could be a mask to hydrate your hair. It could be a mask to define your curls. It's really important for curly hair to be deep conditioned on a regular basis. So you really, really have to take care of your curly hair, and you have to deep condition at least once a week. I know, it sounds hard. I can't emphasize enough how important this is. Like I said before, curly hair lacks a lot of moisture. So you need to give it as much moisture as it can in order for it to truly form its curl pattern and for it not to be frizzy. Simply applying conditioner just isn't going to do it for curly hair. So you have to really try to deep condition. Applying a mask once a week is really going to help keep your hair moisturized as it needs to be. So that is actually something else that you're gonna have to go find a mask for your hair that you're gonna apply at least once a week. Minimum for 5 minutes. I would encourage you to do it for more, at least 10 to 15 minutes, which is what I usually do. But if you don't have time, then at least apply a mask for 5 minutes while you're in the shower. And I promise you, you will see such a difference on your hair. I promise you. Number 9. If you have curly hair, you have probably heard about the curly girl method. And if you haven't, then you're hearing about it for the first time here. I personally hadn't heard of it until I really started my curly hair journey. And I didn't really know what it was. The curly girl method is actually based on a full book, but I have not written the book myself. However, I have watched a lot of videos about the curly girl method. I took the time to learn about it. There is a lot about the curly girl method that you do have to learn in order to really understand your curly hair. So I will tell you, I don't fully follow the curly girl method 100%. However, a lot of the things in the curly girl method do work. Just because I don't fully follow the curly girl method doesn't mean you shouldn't. Maybe what works for me or what doesn't work for me will work for you, or vice versa. And number 10, you've gotten to number 10. If you don't start loving your curls or trying to at least embrace your curls, then you're never gonna be happy with your hair. And everything I explained, all steps 1 through 9 are just, I really want you to try to embrace and love your curls. I know us curly girls and guys have it so hard. Trust me, I've been there where I would say I hate my hair. Hate my hair. There's so many people out there who wish they had curly hair. Trust me, like I've gotten it so many times where people are like, I wish I had curly hair. And I would be like, I wish I had straight hair. That was my response to them. It makes me so mad to not have realized this years ago. One thing I can tell you about curly hair is that no curl is the same. Curly hair is absolutely so unique and beautiful, and I really want you to start loving your hair. If you don't start treating it with the care and nurture that it deserves, then you're never going to see the true potential of what your hair could really look like. Honestly, today I would never wish to have straight hair. I wouldn't. Like, I just wouldn't. I love my curls. I love the poofiness. Like, I love the texture. Like, I don't know. I just wouldn't have it any other way. My goal is to get you to say the same exact thing. So yes guys, that is it. Keep in mind that these are my personal 10 steps on what I did in order to start my curly hair journey. So I didn't get this off of a book. I didn't get this off of anyone specifically. These are just some combined things that happened to work for me, and I'm not a professional. I didn't go to school for curly hair or anything like this, but it's just my personal experience. I didn't talk about how to maintain your hair or what products to use or anything like that. So let these 10 things kind of sink in and accept that you have to do those things in order for us to move on to the next conversation, which is maintenance. So for today, I just really want you to think about these 10 steps that we talked about. Getting your curls back is not about just doing one thing differently. It's about doing a conjunction of things. And like I said, it's not going to be an easy journey. I know there was a lot of things on here that were hard for you to hear. You already knew I was going to say them anyways, so you can't even be surprised. And if you're watching this video and you follow me on Instagram, feel free to ask me any questions about curly hair. Anyone can tell you that whenever you ask me about curly hair, I write paragraphs upon paragraphs about curly hair because I have so much information to share. Like I said, this is episode 1 of the curly series, and we're gonna have a lot more episodes where that came from. We're gonna start talking about products, we're gonna start talking about maintenance, we're gonna start talking about tips and tricks and everything you need to know in order to get your curls popping. We gonna do it. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and learned a thing or two. So make sure you stay tuned for more of the curly series coming forward. So don't forget to click that subscribe button so you guys can see when the next curly video comes out. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.